All right, tonight's games on Gitsapalooza are brought to you with the kind consideration and help of the Labyrinth Games in Baraboo, Wisconsin.
Hello everyone and welcome to Gitsapalooza. I'm here today to play a game of Bushido with my friend Tom. Say hi, Tom.
Hello.
Tom has got his Minimoto. We'll take a look at them in a minute. We're going to be playing a VIM mission. I'm probably going to have to make it up off the top of my head since I realized I don't actually have any directions for VIM, or I'll have to look it up on the internet. But I think we can come up with a pretty credible one off the top of my head. Show you. So I promised you guys birds, so I brought my birds today. The birds are a little frustrating because I don't have anything cheap. I mean, everything I have is 12 points or higher. So I really suffer when it comes to how many models I have in my army, even though none of these are very expensive models, but they're all just expensive enough that for 85 rice, all I get is 5 models. So I have 5 models and 11 points left over. Yeah, I could swap something out for a more expensive model, but I just decided why have some fun, have a nice relaxing game, so I'm not really pushing the boundaries here. So what we have is Haku'Zabo in the front. Haku'Zabo's good, I like him. He's got some neat abilities. He's got armor piercing, which is important when you're facing Minimoto. I have Sanjakubo, who is has his little magic missiles and can run around. I like him. Torobo is very handy, especially he and Haku'Zabo are my 2 VIM choices. They for some obvious reasons, especially Torobo is kind of tricksy and sneaky, so he's a good VIM choice. I have Naigbu, who is missing some birds, but he's an excellent choice. He can heal, he can cleanse, he can move ki around, and he's got some pretty handy capabilities. He can hand out virtue markers, tokens, and then you can trade them in if he's on the table for some pretty good things. And last but not least, Zenkibo, who always outpunches his weight. He's the 12-point model in the army, so he's my cheapest model, but he's also consistently good. So that is my army. Why don't we go over and take a look at Tom's Minimoto? Just thought I'd jump in here with an extra bonus footage. I decided I needed a little more beef in the list, so I put Talriktug in. I don't play my humans very much. It's not why I got into the birds, but Talriktug's pretty good. So I dumped a couple of cards that were marginally useful and got Talriktug instead of Zenkibo. So I give up the ability to fly, but I do get a better fighter. So hopefully this will help out. And here we are looking at Tom's Minimoto. Tom, what do you got?
So I'm starting off with, I've got the big samurai, Mitsumoto Yori. I apologize, my Arabic is better than my Japanese, so forgive my accent. Big guy, big fighter, big Totsubo, but he'll get a better Totsubo. I typically give him one, the weighted Totsubo from the blacksmith. And then I've got the 2 brothers, the Yeto Archery. They're my decent fighter types. Then I've got my other samurai here in the back, Mitsuhara Ara. She is a really good one because I can buy her things to not be afraid. And of course, because I am Mitsumoto, armor everywhere. And then I've got my final one, which is same familial name, and then it's Yosaboro. And then I have 1 piece of gear to make up my 85 rice. I am playing a theme, which is the Army of Mitsumoto. So I get, for 1 turn, I get extra strength. And I can deploy a little bit closer, so maybe I can help stop Art being able to fly all around me with his magic missiles and stuff.
All right, Tom, thanks. All righty, we are done. Tom spread his army nicely across the center, got the guy with the fancy Tetsubo in the back, and then all the other fighters in front. And then I have just kind of spread my guys, the flyers who won't be affected by cover or by difficult terrain are in the field. And then my 2 folks here are out in the open, so their movement doesn't get messed with by the field or the shrubs. We have hidden VIMs, so what I'm going to ask Tom to do is take a card that he's not using that has plastic on it and write his VIM's name on it, and I will do the same thing, and then we'll just put them on the side. I'm sure, though, the VIMs will become apparent at some point, but because you do have to... well, no, the way we're doing it is... so I didn't tell you, the 3 things we're going to be doing this game are you get a point for having your VIM alive at the end of the game, you get a point for killing your opponent's VIM, and you get a point for whoever's VIM is closest to the opponent deployment zone. And if both VIMs are dead, then it's whoever has the closest non-insignificant, non-soulless model. I guess insignificant isn't a thing anymore, but you guys know what I mean. No kami allowed. We don't have any kami. Everything on the table qualifies. So it's either closest VIM or closest other model. So those are our objectives, and we'll just let you know what's going on as it happens. As I've been doing, if something interesting comes up, we'll fire the camera up and we'll do a little bit of live rolling on camera. And that way you guys can point out how I'm cheating like you did on the last one. I'm actually perfectly okay with that. And we'll just go from there. All right, we are at the end of turn 2, or the end of turn 1, sorry. Minimoto has just pretty much walked straight forward, as they are wont to do, in that they are big and rough and tough with lots of armor. The birds have kind of spread out. I've got my 2 archers and spell support on the right, and then my 2 fighters on the left. So no activity per se to identify VIM from anybody else. So the birds are just kind of looking forward to jumping around and seeing what kind of chaos we can cause. Tom, why don't we roll to see who's going to have initiative this next turn?
Sure. There's 6.
All right, your choice. Do you want to go first or second?
I will actually go second.
All right, I will go first. All right, so here we have the first fight in the game. I know it doesn't look like it, but he actually did make it. He charged me, and he made it into combat, and he's using what kind of ability to...
Veteran.
Veteran. And you get that all the time?
No, it costs me 1 key. It's a 1 IPE ability.
Right. Okay. So he's ignoring the stunned marker that Torobo put on him earlier. So it's a straight up fight. We each have 3 dice. I have to be sneaky about what I'm doing.
Sure. I won't look.
All right. I'll show you guys what I'm doing. I'm doing this.
That's a bad idea, Art.
Okay. All right. We're going to just roll in the middle of the table. Ready? So I have 3 defense.
All right, 2 attack, 1 defense.
All right. And I roll horribly. So I get a 3-4 on my defense.
I got a 5 on my attack.
All right.
So hit me in the 1.
Okay.
I have a +1 for my weapon, +2 for the charge, so total +3 on the 1 column.
All right. I have armor 1.
I'm
so
sorry.
that's -1. So you got was that a 12?
Yeah, it's a 12.
And then -1, so it's 11 on the 1.
Well, but I have a +3.
Oh, +3. Okay, so you max out the 1.
Yeah, so it's 4 points of damage on the 1.
4 points of damage on the 1. Come on, focus. All right. Wow, this is really hard. Doing this, just marking out these boxes through the camera, not easy. All right, still alive. So I'm going to show this to you just to see if this is the end of Torobo. The other brother walked up to the edge of the field here, and then with his second activation walked into combat with Torobo. So Torobo goes from 3 dice down to 2 for being outnumbered. And then I did I took Naigaboo and I shifted some key around, and so he had 6 keys, so I spent 6 of it to get him 2 extra dice, so I am operating on 4 dice. So, Tom, let's see, I'm not doing anything special, are you?
I have nothing special to do.
All right, so let's flip them over. So I have 3 defense, 1 attack. Tom, what did you do?
2 attack, 1 defense.
All right, and then let's just roll it over here. All right, so I've got 12 defense and 4 attack.
I have 1 defense, so you're gonna hit me in the 3.
All right, and what's your attack?
A 2.
A 2, not 12 defense, sorry, that's a 7. So I have 7 defense, but that's still better than a 2 attack. So I'm just, I get excited when I see 6s. So I hit Tom on the 4. I have a 4 success level.
You hit me on the 3, Art.
Oh, you had what did you roll?
It's a 1. It doesn't make it a 0, it makes it a 1.
No, it's a 0.
Oh,
Ones
so
are thrown out.
Sorry.
So I hit you on the 4.
Hit me on the 4.
All right, so here's our little card. All right, so I'll be on the 4. Now Tom has got how many armor?
3 armor.
3 armor, so that's going to be -3 to whatever I roll, and Torobo has -1 strength, so it's going to be -4 to whatever I roll. So I'm going to have to roll out of my shorts to do anything interesting, so let's see if I do.
Well, you're going to cause some damage anyways.
It looks like a 5 and a 2, so that'd be a 7 -4 is a 3.
So 2 points.
So 2 points. I'll take it.
It's not what I had wanted that to happen.
Oh, it's certainly a little less impressive than I had hoped to, but that's all right. That's the way it goes. So Torobo not only survives, but he does a little bit of damage back. Good bird. All right, here we are at the end of turn 2. The Tengu are still mostly alive. We have Naigaboo here. He's got his aura up that his warding Shomyo that prevents people from doing special attacks and defenses and disrupts their ki by 1. And there's a guy hiding back over there. And then this mess over here, you notice there's a hill tribesman missing. That would be Talbert Tug, who got ganged up on and moitilated. So the Stork Hazkabo? I could have sworn they used to be Hazkabo. Anyway, the card says Hazkabo now. So Hazkabo is there, and then over here is Sanjakubo, whose name hasn't changed apparently, and he's kind of running to the side over there, not wanting to face these guys up front. So that is where we are. We are moving on to turn 3. Tom, why don't we roll to see who goes first? There's a 2.
I have a 4.
And a 4. Tom, you get to choose. You want to go first?
I will go first at this point.
All right, we will. End of turn 3. The dead pile for me has racked up. Tom hasn't taken any casualties. He's taken a few points of damage, but that's about it. You can see his entire mob -1 is circling around Naigaboo. And then way over in the back, Sanjakubo is making a beeline for the deployment zone like a good VIM should. Unfortunately, he's not the VIM, he's the decoy. The VIM was Hakuzabo, who just met his fate right here at the hands of the big scary samurai guy with the armor piercing mallet. So Tom picks up a point for killing my VIM, and I still don't know who his VIM is. I suppose we'll find out, or maybe not. He could just walk everything up into my back onto my deployment zone, and I'd never know. I'd just lose the point as long as his VIM wasn't that guy. So anyway, there we go. And at turn 3, things looking pretty grim for me, especially since he actually can't do anything. He can't move on his own, and he can't fight. He's got no assault characteristic at all. So, well, he has a 1, so I do get 1 die. But since I can't move him into combat or anything, I can't even
become 0 dice.
You're right. I can't even intercept anybody. So, anyway, onward. We're going to play it out. So onward to turn 4. Turn 4 has ended, and I still have 2 models alive on the table. It's very funny. So turns out this guy, Tom, what's his name? Haru. So Haru was his VIM. So Haru has made it to my board edge, so he gets a point for that. And then it was funny. They were closing around poor Naigabu. However, Naigabu has, let me look up the name of the trait. Well, it's just part of his unique effects that basically the first time an enemy model comes into base to base with him in a turn, he gets to a 3-inch placement, which is hilarious. And as long as he doesn't end up in the other model's zone of control, he can go wherever he wants because he does have Cloud Walk, so he could go over intervening models. So I put him behind. You can hear Tom's exasperated sigh. So I put him behind these 2 soldiers just as it was the big guy that had walked into base to base with him. So, which is pretty funny. I mean, it's not going to change the ultimate end of the game, but it is pretty amusing. I am at least going to try with my movement to get back over where that building is and try to limit how many guys he can get into base to base with me.
Yep.
So in the meantime, this other guy is now making a beeline to try to head me off. And then in the back, my decoy is still alive and fighting with one of Tom's guys. So he's hurt. He's down to 1 wound, but he's temporarily anyway, he's still alive. So that's where we are at the end of turn 4. We'll move into turn 5. If I have anybody alive on the board at the end of turn 5, it will be a bloody miracle. But anyway, this was funny because, you know, especially when you're down, you know you're going to lose. When you can still do things that annoy your opponent, you know you're doing something right. So we'll see in a bit. So this has turned into a fairly amusing little bit because I have these 2 3-inch placements. I get 1 during the start phase for Naigabu, and then the first person who comes into base-to-base contact with him, I get another 1. And with the house and everything in the way, it's made for quite the merry chase. I'm confident that in the last turn 6, Tom's going to catch Naigabu and finish him off. But we're gonna play it out and see. I'm gonna just for giggles see if I can keep him alive till the end of the game. So I just thought I'd do this little interlude for you because it's been pretty amusing. We've had a lot of laughs over it. End of turn 4. Nothing has really changed. The VIM for Minimoto is in position, so that scores Tom his 2nd victory point out of 3, and there I am, using my placements and my ability to blip out of the first combat that I run into in each turn to play. He's basically playing kick the owl, kick the can with the owl. He's just kicking the owl down the sideline. But I'm going to see if I can keep him alive for 1 more turn, so this should be amusing. So I will, unfortunately, I can't measure and move the owl and hold the camera at the same time, but we'll be back in a minute and I'll show you where things are. Nah, it's all right. I got it. All right, there's the end of my pre-turn move. So I am kind of out of luck at this point, but we're going to play it out. So, Tom, why don't we roll to see who goes first?
Sure.
I'll just keep this on camera.
Sure. So someone right here.
Right there. Ooh. So I can't tell what Tom has.
I have a 1.
All right, I have a 2. So all Naigabu is going to do is. Actually, no, he's not going to do that because I want to keep these activations. So I'm just gonna sit there.
Okay.
So, well, I have to give up 1, I guess.
You have a pass token.
Oh no, I'm gonna let you go first, and I have 4 pass tokens. So, it won't matter. I'll let you go first.
All right.
I have 5 pass tokens now.
I think I'm close enough, so I'm going to turn and charge you.
All right.
And I do have enough. So
Okay.
I'm going to charge into you. Ding.
All right. I'm going to blip.
You are.
So I get a 3-inch placement. So I'm going to put myself into the corner,
Yep.
which basically that's not quite 3 inches, but that's as far as I can go.
Now I have you flying turkey.
And now I still have activations.
You do.
All right, we're gonna film the death of Naigabu. So now what? Your turn.
Oh, you're passing?
Oh yeah, I have to pass.
I mean, you can, or you
Yeah.
can activate. You've got plenty of pass tokens, like you said.
Oh no, I have pass tokens. I'm gonna use pass tokens.
All right, so use
So,
one of your 4 pass tokens.
I have 5 actually.
Okay.
So there's
One.
a pass token.
All right. I'm going to. I'm going to run over with this one.
All right, second pass token.
I am going to. I'm going to walk into combat with you, but it's going to be over here.
Okay, I am Fear 6. I am not really.
Oh. Like, why have you been running the entire time?
All right. So I am out of.
Right. I am going to spend, because I have so much bloody key with one of the brothers, I'm going to buy myself an extra dice for 3.
Okay.
And I'll buy a second dice to take me to 5, but I'm going to spend. Oh, can I knock you down? I don't think so, because you're floating birds, right?
No, I can. I can get proned or whatever you want to do.
Yeah, because it makes you have fewer dice if you're.
Yeah, I'll have 1 less die.
I will. Yeah, and then I'll use sweep attack. So I have 4 dice using sweep attack.
Okay. I have 2 dice.
Okay.
All right. Shall we roll?
Sure. Let's
Right
clear
here?
some off so we got some table space. Yep.
All right.
We got 3 attack, 1 defense.
All right. I got 2 defense. So I have a 5 defense.
6, 7, 8.
Sorry, that was a 4. 8. So you hit me on the 3.
I do.
I have no modifiers, so it's just whatever you have on your side.
Okay.
Nagabu has a clean slate, so I have 5 wounds.
All right, I have a +1 hitting you on the. What did we say?
Oh wait, I'm gonna spend my token.
Yep.
Give myself 2 armor.
So I'm a -1 to my roll. We're on the 4 or the 5. I forgot already.
You hit me on the 4.
Okay.
I think.
4 at -1 because of the. But you are going to be prone at the end of this.
Oh, are those 1s?
Those are 6s.
Oh, those are 6. I hate those clear dice.
Sorry.
That's all right. As long as you know what they are.
I know.
So 12 on the 1.
Yep. Minus 12 on the 4.
12 on the 4 minus 1.
Yep. -1, so it makes an 11. So 6 wounds on the 4.
That kills Nagabu dead.
Yeah.
Toast on a stick. The death of Nagabu.
Death.
Oh, I guess it's the wrong way. That's falling back. Oh well. All right, Tom. Congratulations.
Thanks. Good game, Hart.
Game well played. So, do you have any final parting thoughts? How are you enjoying your Minimoto as the newest player in our group? How are you enjoying it?
I really do enjoy them because I haven't found any faction that just walks all over me. I always have a chance with them. I'm very much liking the game because, as we just saw here in this battle report, at some point it becomes kind of chess-like about what you actually have to do, which is a lot different than a lot of the other war games that I play, or even the skirmish games or whatever. So it's a very different aspect to not let yourself get lost in knocking the other guy out. You have to make sure that you remember what your objective is in the game. Yeah, I really enjoy them because I haven't found anybody that I'm just like, oh, I can't do anything to that person. So that to me is the sign of a good gang, because you always got a chance.
Right.
So
right.
Thank you. We'll see you next time.
All right. On. On what channel are we on?
Something Palooza.
Gitsapalooza.
Gitsapalooza.
There we go. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Thanks, Tom.